those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. I'm a psychic medium as well as I cover the astrology. Now, I'm going to talk about your love life, and that's because most people want to know about love, and we're moving into Venus retrograde, so we will look at that. Now, I did promise today I was going to do Aries, so I'm here. I have half an hour, and then I have to hit the road, Jack. Just got to pick my daughter up. But I didn't want to let you guys in bed already. And over the weekend, my time, Perth, WA, I'm going to try and put in the energy to do the rest of the Zodiac signs. And then the other's going to be pre-recorded, and I'm going to come back mid-month as well. So if you're wanting a private booking, you can go to the link directly below. I soul coach twin flames. And another thing with the Venus retrograde, I did mention it for the twin flames. I just recently did a video based on Venus retrograde and twin flames, so if you want to go and have a look at that, if you haven't, have a look. Based on Venus retrograde, 9 times out of 10, it's a lot of connections to the past. With connections to the past, it's based in Mercury. It's very communication orientated. It's Gemini energy, which is very social. Gemini for you guys, Aries, is your third house of communication. So not a bad place for it to be, because it's very similar to the Gemini energy, very talkative, very social, very, and I do believe your disposition and I feel this time has really reshaped you. I feel this stay-at-home energy has really given you a different view, and not everyone is currently doing such. But for you spiritually, I think it's really transforming some of the way you were actually managing your schedule. And, Juno currently is in your 7th house, which is marriages, contracts, partnerships. So spiritually speaking, all of this May energy is almost like a Mayday from universe. So don't be surprised if you're, maybe having old energies coming up. Hi, Giggle, couldn't let you down. I said I was coming, and I'm really trying to level up, guys. I'm moving through my ascension symptoms. I've got to pick my daughter up. It's like 30, 40 minutes away, but I was like, I'm not going without doing this video. Ooh, message of the day. Okay. Huge judgment energies coming through for you guys. Okay, let's pull a crystal. Where's my little bag of chakra crystals? And I do have tourmaline and clay quartz in here. I do sell them on the website. Let's see. I'm going to roll one out. Oh, 2. That would be right. You have sacral chakra and solar plexus. Now, they're extremely tiny, this bag that I picked up. The 2 colours, yellow and orange. Now, the good thing is, the first card out the door is Judgment, which, again, I did mention for you guys personally, you do have Juno in your 7th house. A lot of assessments going on when it does come to relationships. Now, when we look at Venus retrograde, the only thing I potentially wouldn't suggest is to, because it is Mercury energy, and what do we say during a Mercury retrograde? Don't sign contracts. To tie things out if it's been something that's been on your mind for a long time, yes, that's different. There can be issues with, paperwork getting back on time. Keep your receipts. I mean, we can't stop moving and growing. It's a reality. So with this, I do feel, if you were to meet somebody new, for instance, you got to remember during a Venus retrograde, it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's every 2 years, I believe. What does tend to happen is energies from the past, memories of the past, psychology and energy of such comes back, and you're processing it. So if you are meeting somebody new, it's not that it's bad, it's just don't jump in the deep end. Pace yourself with it. You'll get the beautiful energy and very romanticized. You really need to be non-codependent at this time. Gemini is a non-codependent energy. So it's very social, it's very independent, loves to socialise, loves to communicate, but can be a little bit, where you want to get in the fun. You want to do things. Very overload of information. So brace yourself for all the way through the rest of this 2020 and through the next 2.5 years, because it's information overload. You guys, being that it's in your relationship sector, which quite makes sense, it's kind of amusing. The first thing I was hearing was too much information, and I don't know why that is, but I just feel either you or your love interest, you're going to be really, really open, and it just feels all I keep hearing is too much information. That was a little bit too much information. It could be that somebody had really shocked them. Now, if they're not in a partnership with you and they're with somebody else and they're off doing something else, whoever this is, be it you or be it somebody else, there is this frequency coming through that a past energy has really kind of surprised you in some shape or form, and you're like, wow, that's just too much information. Hi, Adam. So this judgment energy, you're assessing everything. All of it. It's not just one area. It's marriages, contracts, partnerships. It's employment. It's co-workers. It's friendship groups. 10th house, I'm pretty sure you've got. It's your career sector. Your time management. I'm just saying so many energies of change. Now, in the past, these situations, like it's almost like, okay, light bulb moment, lights are on. It has triggered and activated two things. It's showed you the toxicity, or it's showed you your shadow, whatever that be. But you're moving through it. And I'm going to pull a clarifier on your crowning energies. These two fell on the floor. You know how it goes. So solar plexus, sacral chakra. Maybe potentially your reality of childhood has changed. Your reality of children has changed. Your reality of growth and what you want to put your energy into. It's very much alignment energy. Fear-based frequency as well, especially since we're going to have Pluto going retrograde, May. And we're going to have on the 7th the full moon in Scorpio at 17 degrees. Scorpio falls in your, let me look, I'm telling you, I'm so unorganized, your 8th house, which is, again, very much linking into, at a financial level, you know, who can you depend on? Who's there for you? Who's not there for you? Who's that team energy? Who's that team player? Are you relating in with them? Is it combative energy? Do you want to keep fighting for it? So this may be really saying the truth of these things and seeing where some time, in a sense, was wasted on particular areas of life, and it is very much a fine-tuning of an instrument here. Now, I'll pull a clarifier on that, because they've got some more to say. I always trust my guides with these things. So, look, somebody said the other day, which I do feel when I've got time this month, and I pre-record the June reads, I will be doing them quite intuitively. I actually don't need the cards. The cards are an aspect, but I've never needed cards. So if I've got time, Dale, I'll do it at the end, but I will try and come back tonight. It is Friday for me, but I've got to pick my daughter up. So I do love Yildiz, but just see how we go for the road. I'll channel the info, and at the end, if I've got 10, I shall. Yeah, something that wasn't working at a financial, again, I feel really it's investment, self-worth energy, really aligning these energies where I do feel, Aries, you guys are this month going to really come to terms with this. As I mentioned before, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, Leo, what other zodiac sign? And Taurus, your energies for the last 2.5 years, and Taurus probably for a lot longer, it's going to take a while. Okay, so in a sense, with the nodes shifting, it's going to start leveling out. We have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, and for you guys, that is your 11th house. So linking in with the new tribe, who you relate to. I do feel all these areas are shaking up and being moved about. But you are looking at the bigger picture of things. I'm also seeing a parent energy coming up. And again, a potential of a more peaceful transition with this energy, and I don't know how that directly relates and lands, but there is this more peaceful energy. Okay, yeah, you've seen it all, Aries. Okay, you've seen the good, you've seen the bad, you've seen the toxic. You may feel energetically you're this other person did things the hard way, however that be. It sort of feels like you kind of knew, but let's get into it. Okay, this is a very karmic cycle, and this card is the card of karma. This is cycling out energy. We need to be very cautious not to be combative because there is a lot of Aries energy. Very cautious as to, and I feel more it's you guys, and it's funny because you've got fair-based frequency here, which is the orange and the yellow chakra, which come up for you. Crystals were sacral chakra, solar plexus, and they're so tiny. You guys are really scared of potentially a feminine energy or losing a feminine energy, and it could have been due to conflict and external influences. Now, initially when I used to see the Three of Swords, it used to be like, heck, karmic, heck, third-party energy. Look, it can be many things. It could be putting your attention onto your pain body experience. Up in your head all the time, thinking too much, and the past is haunting you. It can be a child, it can be a co-worker, it can be a parent. Yes, it can be a person, a romantic person, but I feel more it's about the past. Really looking at the past and going, hey, you know, maybe you or the other person wasn't in complete alignment. And this is really London bridges falling down. It's like, wow. But they're having to move against this energy, you or the other, however this relates in your reading, Aries, because cross watches, if you're very interlinked, it will cross over. You're really facing a shadow, and I feel you guys are really, really deeply ready for a relationship, especially in astrology, and I mentioned this to Shelley earlier. Cancer and Capricorn can be mimicking each other at the moment, and so can Libra and Aries, especially because of the aspects in astrology at the moment. So there's a bit of swap of vibration and facing our shadows for those areas. So I do feel at the moment potentially Librans may be very relaxed in their energy, just, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be, and Aries potentially could be more, hey, you know, sod all the rest of it, I'm really ready for a relationship. Okay, how are we going to level this energy up? Let's see the relationship. Your career sector is looking really good too, and I'll have to mention some of the aspects of the different areas for you guys. Okay, your partner, love interest. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're coming through, maybe not. I just keep feeling full card energy. Now, the full card's not here. Let me check. No, it's not here, but this is the vibration I'm getting, and potentially moving into June, July is going to be a very good time for you, potentially even at hunch energy, manifestation, new frequencies coming through at a financial level. It appears to be energetically and psychically, plus astrologically, a better time at a financial level. But you guys are, you feel you're running out of time. It's like, okay, I want this now. I can't do things the traditional way. I'm going to have to think outside the box. But it's fast-paced movement and it's change. It's a number 5 card. It is connected to change. Wherever you didn't want to be no more, you're being very realistic. You know, you're not... In the past, it didn't come full 360. It didn't quite end up being the way you wanted it. You're reflective of that. That can even be with other people. Other people's situations, watching childhood. At the heart of it, you're very spiritually fine-tuned as an instrument now, and you're looking at love in a very different perspective. But there's an aspect of karma that is needing to actually be cleared out, and I feel you guys are aware of this. This can even simply be, which I'll pull apart, a conversation, having that talk, having that chat, bringing things to the forefront and the surface. This can be a very talkative time, but again, it's an egoic purge. It is the mindset, you know, and I was really feeling that with just picking the auric energy off your cards. It's almost like you guys know what you want. Fair-based frequency, you're up in your head. You're in your thoughts to do with the cycle that's ending and how to achieve it, what to do, how it's going to be. But a lot of this is self-talk. Self-talk, fair-based frequency. A lot of these themes have been coming up. When it does come to how do you deal with this, and it's almost like, okay, you're scared, you know, such, but having to do something anyway. And I don't feel this is a negative card with the Eight of Swords in reverse. I almost feel, because your outcome card is strength. Yes, it's do it anyway. Needing to address something, it's been nagging at you. You're not willing to accept the fact that this, and again, I'm not feeling this to be a negative card. I feel, in a sense, there needs to be a healing aspect or a sorting out in this scenario. As far as Aries is concerned, one or the other is definitely adamant that this is going to be fixed. They are not letting go. It's not over, in an opinion, especially with the... So the world reverse could very much be the connection here that is simply not accepting the end, will not accept such, up in their heads about it. You're in their heart, be it you're coupled or you're single. This energy with this individual very much is wanting to have the strength to come towards you. Stubborn. They know. Consistency is important. Either side, okay? What else do they want you to know? Okay. What are they going to do? Do you want to see? Do you want to see what they're going to do? Clarify. I'm hiding it. Do you want to see? Okay. From the card, the image on the card is a female energy. And their third eye is taking me down a rabbit hole. Now, this rabbit hole, and Aries, you guys are very interesting energies. When I tap into your energy, it's very interesting. You're remembering back to a time where things were very reciprocal, where either you or this other energy was giving so much, and it was beautiful, it was flowing, the flowers were coming, the butterflies were there, a very peaceful, loving vibration. This can be a moment in your life as well. While your eyes were closed and this frequency was going on, and obviously you endured some adversity, and definitely with the Three of Swords here I can say such, it's almost like either praying to universe or you working on yourself, you filling your cup. This is coming back to you now. It's very much the laws of attraction, and I do feel this person has sensed this. They've sensed this patience, and I mean, look at the cup. There's rainbow in the background, but I'm feeling it's the person's third eye reflecting back at what you did and how you potentially prayed to universe. We're very much in the 5D thinking about this situation, and it's a very new energy coming through. It's very fresh off the cooktop. Let's get in. And the clarification is, coming in like the knight in shining armor. This can be feminine or masculine. Now, what their intent is the Two of Cups. That they're wanting to Two of Cups you. And again, you can see almost the image in the middle, which is where we're moving. We're having the nodes shift into Gemini and Sagittarius. Yeah, theoretically, we can talk about the fact that when we see the Gemini energy, for those of you that follow twin flame path that links in with twins, do remember, Gemini energy is not codependent. If you are such, it will be difficult because it's very independent. Jupiter's very independent. Jupiter wants to explore. You need to be very dual energy, yin and yang. And that's very much the connections coming in now are going to be such. Very equal, very reciprocal, very, okay, you're the icing on my cake and I'm the sugar in your coffee. But if I don't have to have sugar, it's fine. But masculine energies in general, there is an ascension process. Now, your outcome card is the Star. You guys have got great cards. Reading over, great cards. Let's pull some animal totem cards. Spirit animal. What else am I saying? Ooh. If you currently are not with this person, one or the other, there is a lot of jealousy here. There's green-eyed monster, man. Tapping into the emotions. The emotions are becoming more controlled, but I don't know why the theme is coming up. This whole theme of fake it till you make it, it's really just raw organic energy. And I mean, Aries very much is very raw organic energy. Cancerians can be too. They're definitely coming out of their shell now. You do not want to hear from a Cancerian what they think. If you ask it, you can't ever retract that. This person, either you or they, there's a bit of insecurity and jealousy there. And again, fear-based frequencies, lower chakras. But this is changing, okay? All of this is changing. They're wanting to take shackles of your heart. They're wanting to woo you. They're wanting to give you the world. If you're in this connection, they're wanting to... this can even be conversations of where you guys are going and what else you're wanting in the ethers. And I do feel it's major planning. Yeah. A lot of heart chakra coming through with this. Okay. There's a weird vibe coming off this card. Now, I'm not finding it bad. I'm just finding it a bit naughty. That's about the easiest way I can say that on YouTube. Because it's censored, okay? We're not going to the M18s over here. Maybe in private consults, but not on this. Yeah, getting down to the... Yeah, we're just going to leave it there. Wanting nature to take its course, but it's very grounded. It's very heart-centered. It's very dreamlike. It's very Neptune. But at the same time, I think this person genuinely, you or the cross-watcher, genuinely has a lot of love. And it can be coming through a bit dreamboaty. Don't burst their bubble, peeps. You maybe have done work on yourself, and it's not that it's not going to be a dream. But this person's really wanting to show up. I know it's so funny, right? See, this is me at the end of the day. It's just, I'm going cookie. They're wanting to come through very, I've seen the light. I've seen the light. You're it. We're it. This is it. We're making it happen. Let me see. Okay, your home life has been a bit tricky. Now, any adversity or struggles or drama, you could have maybe been called upon from family. It really maybe felt like you were in hermit mode. Obviously we are, but I mean more so over the last 2.5 years. Because you do have Cancer in your 4th house. Now, that's a very psychological energy. A lot of healing has been coming through for you. And on top of it, you have Aries and Chiron. So everything family, everything spiritual, all the inner child energy. So I'm not surprised that you have the orange and the yellow chakra. It's good that it's come through because I feel it more is the addressing of that area, especially with the crowning energy being judgment. And I do feel by the end of the month with Juno going direct, this is where this level up energy is coming from. Now, I do feel in the first 2 weeks, it can be a very deeply emotional energy, especially since it's connected to Pluto for you. Pluto is retrograde and it lands in your 8th house. So, esoterically and psychically and spiritually, if you're having downloads connected to loved ones that have passed over, it does make complete sense. You may think you're going crazy. From a spiritual point of view, no, when you're a very stubborn soul, or regardless, however it lands, your guides will communicate with you, and they're wanting you to drop the junk. Stop hurting yourself. Stop blaming. A lot of self-blame, a lot of emotional energies coming up, a lot of thoughts to do with the past, and potentially if you had a loved one from a long time ago that passed over or most recently, they're wanting you to not carry that. They're wanting you to lighten your load energetically, spiritually, emotionally, and to proceed forward. So a lot of healing has been coming up. Now, I do feel as the nodes shift, this can also be still, it'll lighten up, but we'll have the eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn. So landing in your 4th house, we do have Saturn giving you a break as well, which currently it is in Aquarius, and that's your 11th house. So lightening up that energy where it's not so heavy in your 10th, where it's all career and, no socialisation. And now my partner's calling me again. I'm very busy. Keeping on the time. So the frequency of such, I do feel you guys are going to feel more balanced. You're going to link everything back and understand why these things have happened. Why has it happened? How you got stuck in the rabbit trap, right? I'm telling you, grandfather sky. This could be a grandfather. But it's again, Saturn and Aquarius. The maturity, your energy leveling up, your energy maturing like a fine wine. Looking at things differently, gaining a different perspective. I do feel for you guys, there's sort of like this oozing business energy coming through. You want to be the kings and queens of your own castle. You want to be highly successful, or, and definitely with the Leo placement, you guys really are entrepreneurs, business managers. Very Mars-orientated energies are always connecting in with very large potential positions. As I'm clearing up, if any other downloads come, I shall give them to you. I will tune into the unseen as well. And then I will have to hit the road. Hope you keep well. Yeah, I'm doing my best. And of course, telephones at the moment aren't working so well. I'm hoping it's not linking in with the nodes because I don't want 2.5 years of that. That's just not going to work. No. Not with technology. No. Unseen. Leo is in your 5th house, as I mentioned. So the unseen, you will find during the eclipses that'll come up because the sun and the moon directly link, and you will find some major changes around the eclipses that are coming up. On top of the fact that we have Aries and Chiron there for 8 years, a lot of you are going to be very, very fine-tuned. Very fine-tuned. Let me place it that way. You also are going to help other people around you. Also with the 5th house, which does link into your luck energy, your 5th house is, let me break it down, speculation, intelligence, stock trade, creative pursuits, and talents. We also do link the 5th house in with romance, birth, children, and luck. So some of this is going to shift around those times. But you will find during the retrograde process, we're going to have Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter retrograde. Nodes are shifting. I hope you're keeping up. I know it's a lot. It's been taking me a while to absorb all these things. The energy will shift. So Saturn and Aquarius, although it's retrograde, there's going to be some themes coming through over the next 4 months of what 2021 is going to be like. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean exactly what's going on right now. It's more so, what are the themes coming through? How are you feeling about your life? What are the main areas you're thinking out with the old, in with the new? Those are the areas, of your transformation process and of those things that are coming through. I do feel many of you in your career sector, you're really tying in and linking in with, okay, some things from the past in a sense of wills and inheritance can be coming up with the 8th house. You also can be linking in with the unseen being shown. And very much again with Pluto, that thing be fun. Karmic energies and the unseen. What is occurring for Aries, please? Okay. Yes, something. Messages from beyond. Hi, Diane. Okay, you guys potentially are telling yourself a story about a loved one that's passed over. And this is something that's been coming on quite a bit. It seems that it is an inner child wound. It is an energy of the past. There feels like this blame energy or frustration maybe. That things didn't turn out the way you had thought. Your guides are also wanting you to know your life doesn't have to be like that. Your life is going to be different. It's like you've been enduring adversity in some shape or form, and it may be a vibration that you're holding, but it is going to be purged. And, your outcome is love. You do have love coming. but they don't want you to get into the nitty and gritty that constantly. You're going to have adversity constantly. You're going to have things taken from you. They're an awareness of sometimes how faith wavers, but they want you to have faith in you because you're being your own worst enemy. I'm just saying. Where is the karmic energy at? Is there any karmic energies? Is there any messages that Aries needs to know, please? Similar energy. Devil in the detail, guys. No, too many. Where's Capricorn for you? Like I said, you're having a break off that one. You're really reshaping your career. Look at the detail during Saturn and Pluto retrograde. Look at the themes. Some of you may be shifting things around. Try not to fall into that self-sabotage and the energy of mindset, because there is a maturity that's occurring. You know, some of the things that happened in the past were because you weren't prepared. You weren't ready for things. So be it children, be it life, be it connections, or, you know, even starting business ventures and getting them to where they need to be at a karmic level, at a spiritual level, especially with solar plexus and sacral chakra crystals that have come up for you. Retrogrades can bring slight adversity. They're there to show you the flaws in the system. Grab the information, be at peace with it, and then apply it to the situation. It is saying you're going to have a great outcome, but your indecision is what's going to block you, especially when it pertains to your career. And I do feel it's linking with this. It's try not to look too 3D at situations, because you're able to tap into what you do and don't want during this time. Decisive energy is going to be required. I do feel some of you are on the fence about the future. Obviously, some of that's out of our control. But there is some of you that are feeling like every time you try, things go to crap. It's not forever, guys. You are more than your bank. You're moving into the magician energy. But again, you know, as long as you're committed to it, it will come through. Don't quit. If you aren't committed to it and you don't have the love for it, you wouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Choose what you have commitment to. You will get the outcome you desire. But again, it's going to be mind over matter. It's not fake it till you make it. It's acknowledge the fear. Acknowledge the things that are coming up, be it a relationship, be it a love interest. But I do feel most of us are like feeling something and then going, oh, do it anyway. And I do think at this time it's necessary. Not to run in where angels fear to tread. I'm not saying that. Use your rational mind. But if it's just because you think you can't micromanage it and it's not going to be perfect, it's not the best thing to do. Challenge that fear-based frequency. Pick the frog up, Shelley. She'll kill me now. I'm going to have to go because now I am late. But I will attempt to come back later tonight. If you have any questions, put them up after. I'll come back and I'll answer any of your questions. So if you've got a question about your twin, career, mention your zodiac sign, I will answer them ASAP. Pick the frog up, Shelley. I'm going to post it to you.